Hello, we're back with Ask Guillem in the most unglamorous, if that's a word, unglamorous background ever in the series. But the rest of the house, the flat, it's been used up. So this is where I am today to tell you and to answer you some of the questions that I think I can answer and I can add to your information. Dennis Red, who says, do you think Real Madrid stand a chance of signing Pogba and Jovic Icardi in this window? Jovic and Icardi will deal with it later for a couple of reasons. One, because they're not top targets for Real Madrid, either of them. And two, because they still got to identify which centre forward they want to play alongside Benzema. And Zidane has said that he will talk on that later in the season. Hazard is still the priority, someone that can come wide and come inside and score as well. That seems to be the priority. But they haven't identified yet if they want a number 9 as such. But on Pogba, this is interesting. Because, of course, before the weekend's action, in the press conference before the game against Huesca, Zinedine Zidane actually talked about Pogba. First he said, was asked about Mbappe and says, I don't talk about players from other teams. But then in the last question, he was asked in French about Pogba, and he delivered a long answer in which he was talking that his admiration for Pogba, the fact that he thinks that at some point Pogba will play for Real Madrid, and he wasn't saying that they're going to go for him, but it was a clear admission of interest on Pogba. Why did he talk about him? He's got absolutely no need to do so. I think it's because genuinely he thinks Pogba will be a great addition to Real Madrid, but does that mean that they want him? He wants him, and he's now becoming like the sporting director, the manager really of Real Madrid. There's a big problem, of course. They cannot spend 500 million on the player. I've said that before, but I'm telling you more. Two things from Manchester United's side of things. One is he's not for sale. They're not selling him. That's it. There's no conversation about it, and they don't want to talk about it either. Two, there is no buyer clause in his contract, which means that to actually get him, you have to convince Manchester United, who don't want to sell. So what's happening, of course, is that Real Madrid are playing for absolutely nothing. 9 games left of the season, and they just want to distract the attention. Consciously or unconsciously, that's what Zidane has added, because, of course, that question came on the back of a cover from Marca. But you'll have covers like that every single day because there's nothing that Real Madrid is playing for. So from that point of view, the Pogba story won't die, but I'm telling you the information that I've got right now. Manchester United not selling, so after that, not much to talk. Besco Trajkovic says, will Eriksen leave Spurs this summer? He has not signed a new contract for Spurs. Real Madrid showed interest in Harry Kane and in Eriksen, say, at least a year and a half ago first, a year definitely, and Harry Kane signed a new contract after that, and Eriksen hasn't. So Eriksen is waiting for Real Madrid, and Real Madrid feel that he will be the perfect replacement for Modric. Not sure I agree with that, but in any case, that's what Real Madrid are thinking. So they want Eriksen, they will try to get him. The problem will always be, will Daniel Levy sell? And that conversation hasn't taken place yet. Do Real Madrid want him? Absolutely. Despite the fact that Zinedine Zidane, who is a manager, is not absolutely impressed with him, but Real Madrid have had long conversations with Eriksen's entourage, and the club have identified him as a target for sure. Marco is asking how good can De Jong and De Ligt really become? Will Barca sell Rakitic and Umtiti? De Jong and De Ligt. For me, De Ligt is going to be even better than De Jong. De Ligt is going to be a centre-back of he's of huge potential, but that potential, I think, is going to be confirmed. At the moment, Barcelona think that they are at the forefront, that they have got the promise from Ajax. There won't be an auction. If De Ligt decides to go to Barcelona, they will accept the offer from Barcelona, even though it may not be as good as others. So Barcelona feel that they are the forefront. They have to convince De Ligt finally, and the details have to be finalized. But they think they've got they are ahead of other teams. Now, they have been in that position before, and that didn't mean that the transfer was confirmed. So, again, we're going to have to wait, but they are optimistic at Barcelona right now. Now, I think he's going to be one of the top centre-backs in the world because of his ability to, his personality, ability to play from the back, his defensive qualities. And in terms of De Jong, he needs to focus as a centre midfielder, either in front of the defence or in front of a holding midfielder, and then develop and learn and grow. And he will be perfect for Barcelona, will be considered one of the, say, I don't know, top 10 midfielders in Europe because he has the ability, again the personality too, but the ability to control games, something that Barcelona still need, even though Arthur Melo has grown a lot, but De Jong is even a better player for that position. And we will see if he has the ability, the bravery in pressure and the tactical intelligence to replace a Busquets. He's not at that level yet, De Jong. Instead of Rakitic, Valverde wants him to stay. Barcelona keeping cold on the situation and see if anybody offers a lot of money for him. So they leaving the option of getting rid of him, but they're not selling him right now, if you know what I mean. In case of Umtiti, basically when De Jong was signed, he was told that one of the midfielders, at least, of Barcelona will be sold. The idea was Rakitic, and this position that we're saying, if somebody comes for the right offer. In the case of the centre-back, I think with the arrival of De Ligt, if he does arrive, Umtiti will be for sale, for sure. They are very impressed with Lenglet. They, of course, want Piqué, and they think those three will be the top centre-backs to fight for one position. They don't need one extra one that can create problems, who's, after all, a World Cup winner. So Umtiti will be for sale if De Ligt arrives. Steve Harris says, any news on the Man United director of football job? There was a process at Manchester United that included study different candidates to get the right manager. They accelerated that by getting Solskjaer, and I believe Solskjaer is not in a rush to get a director of football, or is suggesting that if he comes, it won't be somebody with a lot of authority. So that has been put in the back burner, and it has to do with the fact that right now Solskjaer has gained a good amount of authority. Now he's going to have to prove that he's going to be good in the market. He's going to use the information that's within the club and also the people that are in the club to get a structure that suits him and that filters information to him to take decisions. So a director of football, if he eventually comes, it will be just a token figure, not a big personality, not a big part of the structure of the club. Bahadur says, looking at the transfer news, could Mbappe ever be tempted to sign for Real Madrid? What's the possibility of him doing a Real Madrid donning a Real Madrid share next season or in the near future? Mbappe is a target of Real Madrid, 100%. They want Mbappe. They know they won't get him this summer. They know that. PSG have said no chance, and Mbappe himself has said he's staying. His contract finishes in 2022, and Real Madrid will start attacking and trying to get him from next season. The age, I think it's 21, suggests that they're not in a rush to get him. Florentino Perez is obsessed about one thing. He wants players to arrive at 24 or 25, 26, give him a 5-6 year contract, and then he gets to 31 or so, and basically they can, after that, go, those 5-6 years is the best of their careers. Basically, their money spent in transfer fee can be parred into those years, and it becomes a cheaper acquisition because the performances and the goals and the titles will mean that money will be well spent and well paid. And then when he gets to 31 or so, just you get year-by-year contracts to them. That's his idea of what he wants to do with players. With Mbappe, it'd be the same. If he's got to get him when he's, 23, 24, finishing his contract, or a year before, that will be fine by him. While he improves and gets better, meanwhile, they will flirt with him. So it won't happen this summer. Real Madrid are convinced that it will happen at some point. Legin is saying, which other club apart from Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City or Spurs will become part of the top-tiered teams? Let's see what happens in the next few months. As you know, and I did a documentary, or helped do a documentary to the BBC about the future of football. If the big clubs win the idea of creating a Super Champions League or an European League, will mean that the richer will become richer. And there will be no way that anybody else can get into that top group of clubs with a lot of money. So I don't see much changing. The push from the clubs is towards that, and English clubs are included in that. They want to create a competition, European competition, as I said, increasing the numbers of the Champions League and the money as well, or doing a European Super League. English clubs are into that as well, but the leagues, especially the Spanish league, at the forefront of this, they want no such change, because if that happens, the clubs will become so powerful and it will be such a division with the other clubs that the competition will be killed. So interesting times, and keep an eye on this, because guess who's not even being consulted about what's happening and what UEFA wants to do, what FIFA would like to do, what clubs would like to do? The fans. The fans have got no say in this. And even though a lot of the information is secret, there's a lot of information out there for people to get together and form some kind of fan community, fan strength to actually be heard, because football is going to change dramatically from 2024 when the calendar will have to be created. From 2024 is already in place, and where the understanding between UEFA and the clubs finish as well. There's a memorandum of understanding between clubs and UEFA, but that finished in 2024. After that, football is going to be completely different. Remember that. Okay, I think we're done. Yes, we're done. So remember, there will be a top 5 later in the week, and as Guillem will come back next week. Meanwhile, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. See you later.